That is called the self-dedication, total dedication of the self. What is the self? If not the big self. Big self, there is nothing to dedicate to anyone. Big self is always pure, infinite. But small self, this petty self, I, me, mine, is to be just given to God and God alone. Atma-samarpana. The subject of this section is called Atma-nivedanam or Atma-samarpanam, or dedication of oneself to the Lord. This is the end of all devotional discipline. And why? If you dedicate yourself, then you are gone. So long I have my ego, all the problems belong to me. If my ego is gone, whose problem? There is nobody to suffer, nobody to enjoy. Unless you have a separation, ego, identity, then it's the question of fear, joy, suffering, human emotions, love, hatred, whatever, anger, frustration, all these are possible. So here it says that is the end of all devotional discipline. The devotional attitude mentioned earlier culminate in this. All the devotional practices, what has been done, it ends in Saranagati. Sri Ramakrishna used to say Saranagati, Saranagati, Saranagati. And used to teach us, pray, oh mother, I do not know anything, I do not want anything. I am Saranagato, Saranagato, Saranagato. Saranagato means I am totally surrendered. When I get surrendered into the bigger I, then bigger I takes over. Come. Come here.
No, that would be in front of you. I'll sit over here. Perfect.
No, ঠিক আছে, we both of you see. So the devotional attitude mentioned earlier, all this attitude ends in this Atma-nivedanam, Atma-samarpana, or self-surrender, self-dedication. Saranagato is the last. It is called normally Saranagati, self-surrender, or total self-dedication. Does not happen unless one is very spiritually advanced. Whatever we do, little part of ego remains. I have yesterday I talked about that spoon and fork story. Remember what I said? No, I was in the Ashok's place, the Sindhu Center.
So you're going to tell us.
Who was that story? The story is that there somebody gave some spoons and forks made of silver to Swami Sarvadevananda Maharaj. So he was using for a long time. Because you give anything to any sadhu, okay, it is going on. Somebody saw that and thought that it is little too many they used, so have something new. So somebody purchased another set of the cutlery, spoon, fork, knife, one set. And suddenly, who donated? She was there after. She used to see her that the same things are there. And that day she said, "Where is my things gone? My things gone means I gave you and you are using, and now you are using something else. Where is my thing gone?" So I said that you gave it to Swami, and then it is still yours. After 10 years also you think that it is yours. So what type of giving is that? No, you give me something, then you mentally you possess that it is yours. So
we have a word for that. We call it Indian giving.
Indian giving.
Mm-hmm. Means you give and then you want it back, or you still maintain a sense of proprietorship about the ownership.
American Indian. Oh. Acha.
And it's kind of racist. Nobody says it anymore.
Nobody says this. Yeah. Like that. Anyhow, so the point is that it is also psychologically true. We don't give it actually. I feel proud that I have given, and somebody sees that I have given my. That's why every donation, everything, in even temples and in Hindu temples you go, they need one inscription of their names.
Yes.
Donation. You donated, but I remain. That's nothing. I am not saying that bad, but still your expectation remains. You have not given. If you give, Swami Vivekananda said, your right hand will give, left hand will not know. Giving means giving. If I give and then keep a string underground, unseen string attached to it, and actually she got so mad. Then she said, give me my spoons and forks. And she took back. Maybe for some reason, but some way. But the expression, this is the way we do. So that's we give to God also. Similarly. So, oh Lord, I give it to you, give it to you. If you give it to God, then you should not think second time. Because you have given. Given means that. And you think that you have given, He has accepted. Then how can we go back into that thing as you gave?
What is giving to God? God has given us everything.
Yeah.
So how we can give it to God?
That is another philosophy. But so long the question remains, I suffering, my pleasure, my pain, oh Lord, I give it to you. You come to my life. You be me, my own. I don't want anything. I give up everything. In that sense. And another sense, what you say, nothing to give. Ganga Jale, Ganga Puja.
Right.
In the Ganges water, people do the puja of the Mother Ganga with the same water. They take a handful of water and pour into the Mother Ganga. Standing in the Ganga water up to this, taking the Ganga water in the hand and putting into the Ganga, saying, Om Ganga, Ma Ganga, salutation to Mother Ganga. Everything is God's.
The Punjabis have this prayer, Jai Jagadish Sahare.
This is
Tera tujhko shauq ke
Arpan. Kya lage mere.
means your thing we are giving, what is mine?
That is the ultimate point. Then your ego is totally gone. Even you don't exist. Tera tujhko arpan.
Sabke.
Sabke baat arpan.
Kya lage
But
mere.
Kya lage mera.
You, if, as I understand, that you should have a little bit of ego. Otherwise, you will be going to
Say,
all the time.
don't worry about that. We will not go there. We are so pulled down. Not little bit. We have so much. It is holding the pull. The balloon is trying to fly up. The string is pulling down. People don't see the string. Yeah. The balloon, big balloons. It naturally wants to go high up. But there is a string which is not unseen, pulling down. So our question is that our ego is so much pulled down to our body, mind, emotions. We are talking about those things for the Ramakrishna-like people. They want to bring little desire, I, to come down from samadhi. I shall drink water. That is a desire. What type of desire? Anyone calls it desire? I shall drink a glass of water. But that is a desire for Ramakrishna to come down to the body. Exceptional people like that. And for us, that's the opposite. Yeah.
Well, one thing that this made me think of is the example of when we give our problems to God. Like if we have so many problems and burdens and we don't know what to do, so we just say, okay, God, I give it to you. But we need to have the trust and faith that if we really did give them away, that God's going to take care of it. But instead, we go, okay, God, I give it to you. Well, now what am I going to do?
Yeah.
It's like we
That's the point.
automatically take the problem back.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Even in the problem, when we are fed up with the problem, we want a solution of that. So we say, oh Lord, I cannot bear it anymore. Please take it. But still, at the next moment, again, I'm thinking of that problem.
Yeah.
And I'm worried about that problem. That means I'm not given. That's the point. And if you really feel that I have given, he has accepted. He's there to accept.
So you gotta have the faith.
And faith means much sadhana is necessary. The mind will be tuned. Yes, he is there for me. Unless you have think that there is somebody for me. Somebody is there here in the office. If any technical official things come, I dump it to them. And I never think about that. Really. My any legal things or anything from Medicare comes or this comes or that, financial, this, that. I just give it to the office. Really I give, so I never look back. And nobody comes to me about the solution because they take care. So if in our human relationship it happens that somebody is there whom we can trust and give it. Suppose I give it and they don't care. And then another notice comes, you are fined by this much money. You are delayed by this. You ignore that. Okay, I gave it to them. And then money will get an increase. But if you trust toward the person and you have the trust to give, then in the earthly plane, they don't, betray. And God is there for me all the time. This conviction, yes, He will take care. If I am to suffer, I will suffer, but I have given. But it's very difficult. It is, though we say it is easy to surrender, but surrender is a end of all spiritual sadhana, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, or whatever. It's even, you say that you do spiritual practice. I am doing thousands and thousands of japa and nothing happening. No, don't say, just give it to God. What thousands of japa? Can you purchase God by thousands of japa? No. Or less japa or more japa? Huh? No, it is by His grace, by His compassion. So to just give with faith and trust. And God, from God's side is all clear. But our side is the problem. I give, but don't give. Keep it back.
I think they have the power that we give to them. If you say that Almighty God, you will handle this problem, and you have to trust, you give Him that power, then He has the power.
Power of attorney,
But you
that's
have
it.
to trust the power that you give to
Yeah,
Him.
that's why in legal case there is a power of attorney. A power of attorney you give to the lawyer, you need not have to say a single word. He reads your case and he fights on that case. So this is the power of attorney. Yeah. But that means that will not come. That will not come. That will come only when we really sincerely do our spiritual practice, chanting, mantra, prayer, pilgrimage, holy company, japa, meditation, analysis of Vedantic analysis. Whatever we do, if it is done, then mind becomes clear. And clear, this conviction comes, there is somebody behind me and He is taking care of me. So a dedicated devotee abandons all that he holds, near, dear or precious, holds near, dear or precious, all considerations of security, status, honor, pride of position, in fact, every kind of worldly value for the sake of God, and finds self-fulfillment in contemplation on and service of Him. It says, I have no other duty. I want only to serve Him. I need to think of Him. And all problems, let Him take care. And really, in all of our life, all of you have experienced, really the day you can surrender, the solution comes in a way, miraculous way, which you never expected. You try to solve with your intelligence. You are beaten by every day. You are hit by it every day, every day, every day. But when you give it to God, it really, really, even unimaginable way, the solution comes. And you are relieved of the burden forever. So surrender as such. Even for material reason, people can surrender to God and get the result. And what about the spiritual illumination if it's given to Him? So this is a great, great, great virtue to be cultivated every day. And Sharanagata, Sharanagata. Okay? What is Thakur's prayer? Ami dehu sukh China ma. I don't want.
ওই মন্ত্রতন্ত্র কিছু জানি না।
I don't know any mantra. I do not know any other rituals. Mantra tantra.
তোকে ডাকার মতো ডাকতে যদি পারি।
So just if I can call upon you in the right way, Dekhi, Oma, let me see how can you stay back away from me. It's just a prayer, like a mother talking to the daughter. They're fighting with each other, as it were. But really, I think this is a great practice even we can do in our day-to-day life. Some people say that they have some huge problem, health hazard, and surrendered like that. And something happens. And then they get cured. What is that? What is that? Sharanagata, Sharanagata.
No, oh mother, I throw.
Oh, it is Ramakrishna's prayer. As we pray in our morning time, we pray here. Oh mother, I throw myself on thy mercy. Ramakrishna's prayer. I take shelter at thy hallowed feet. I do not want bodily comforts. I do not crave name and fame. I do not seek the 8 occult powers. Be gracious and grant that I may have pure love, a love unsmitten by desires, untainted by any selfish ends, a love craved by the devotee for the sake of love alone. And grant me the favor, O Mother, that I may not be deluded by thy world bewitching Maya, that I may never be attached to the world, to lust and gold, conjured up by the inscrutable Maya. O Mother, there is no one but thee whom I may call my own. I am without austerity. I have neither devotion nor knowledge. Be gracious, Mother, and out of thy infinite mercy, grant unto me the love for thy lotus feet. That is the surrender, surrender, surrender. So that's why this chapter, though they are not quoting many verses, but they are giving the conclusive idea that it does not, why it is at the end, because it comes at the end of great sadhana. You wanted to say something, sorry, I didn't. Durga?
I said it.
Said it.
Yes.
So he seeks nothing from God and gives everything that is his unto him. He does not seek anything. They say, oh Lord, please do whatever you like. Whatever you deem fit, do that. That is the bhakti, real bhakti. I don't want this. Even you say, I do want, but you think what is good. That's also surrender. In normal human life, we cannot only think that I'll be giving away everything. I am a human being. I have my expectation, desire. We'll be there so long we are in the body even. But let it be surrender time. I wanted this in my present condition. You know my mother. Whatever good you please do. Whatever you feel good, please take care. So you get released burden, huge load of burden gets really released immediately. And then things solution. It's a unique solution comes, which you cannot have imagined even that it will be solved in that way. To ever filled with a sense of Lord's universal rulership and his all-pervading presence, is free from all fear, worry, jealousy, and antagonism. So ever filled, the mind should be filled with a sense of Lord's universal rulership. You have to believe. I am praying to Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna is not a poor Brahmin priest of Dakshineshwar. I am not asking that guy. I am asking the ruler of the whole universe, that Ramakrishna, who has taken a body, embodied being, taken the human form. That Ramakrishna. That Krishna, who is not a child in the only playing in the Vrindavan, but is the Lord of the universe, playing in the form of the child. Lordship, by whose control the whole universe is. You have to believe that. You have to have faith. That is the idea. And mind should be all pervaded presence, and he's everywhere. You need not have to go to the temple to tell all these things. You can be in your car driving and you can talk. Wi-Fi line, everything, everywhere. Sometimes you on a phone, your Wi-Fi line does not work. But this Wi-Fi line will work everywhere. You are sleeping, you are even in a distant land, or in your home, or in your cooking, or in your eating time. That line is always available. That to surrender there and feel that presence. So two things. First of all, he is the Lord of the universe. I am praying. He has the capacity to give. Second point, he is present here. He is now here. And this, he is free from all fear. And if we do that, he has taken the load. At least people will leave. Not that physical discomfort will go away, but his mind will be so peaceful, he will not feel that suffering. He rises above the sense of agentship. Agentship, I am the agent. No? Enjoyership, I am the enjoyer. I am the agent. Agent means karta. Enjoyer means ego. Almost the same, but two aspects of it. And rests in God. In peace. Rests in God and in peace. That is the conclusion. Every form of bhakti culminates in this attainment. But the Bhagavata and the Bhakti scriptures in general holds forth the example of the Gopikas as the most conspicuous instance of self-dedication and surrender. Yes, all types of bhakti, Shanto, Dasso, Shakko, Vatsalya, can be there. But for the gopis, they surrender totally. Large, man, bhoy. Three things, no? Sri Ramakrishna said, it is very difficult to give up your three things. Large, man, bhoy. Bhoy means fear. Large means modesty, shyness. Huh? Large, man, bhoy.
Lojja,
Grina, Grina and man all be same. Grina is opposite of man is Grina.
Lojja, Grina, boy.
Lajja, Grina, tin thakte noy. That's one statement. Lajja, Grina, boy, tin thakte noy. So long you have these three, lajja, shyness, or shyness not. It is called the
Guilt?
hmm?
Guilt?
না লজ্জা হচ্ছে
Egotistic.
না 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 লজ্জা মানে হচ্ছে শাইনেস টু লজ্জা shyness, and another better English will be modesty.
Modest.
For God, the gopis, they were so-called, they were taking bath and Krishna is there. And in those days, they're putting their cloth and gone to the, normally no man folk goes there. And Krishna is going there. Why the play of Krishna, this play, people sometimes think, what type of what type of play is this? God is playing with the women?
Yeah.
But they are not understanding the philosophy. Lajja is the greatest thing for a woman to give. The modesty. In village, they're all married women or they're young girls, no? And they are taking shower, then they're so much shy. But Krishna took away all these things and hang on the tree. What is that? To take away their shy, that modesty. That means you are keeping yourself that much. My body, I am possessor of, I am to protect it, I am to be known. That is also the last barrier. It feels ugly in the normal sense of society's norms, but it's for spiritual life. It is an example that you give up that also. Lajja.
Oh, that is the one story there in Tagore poem that Supriya, Bhikshuni, she was then one of Buddha's disciples went for begging, and then he was asking that I came for the best gift on behalf of Buddha, whatever you can give. So some give money, some give different things. And he said that I'm not asking for myself. I'm asking on behalf of Buddha,
Buddha.
the best one.
Mm.
Then Shukriya,
Mm.
she didn't have anything else. She has hidden herself under behind the forest
Mm.
and took her last
Oh.
set of
Clothing and give it.
clothing and then offered it. to
See, this is the symbolic example of the highest thing, lajja. Huh? That's why Sri Ramakrishna played the same trick. Huh? Krishna is sitting over there and the gopis are taking deep into the lake and he's enjoying that. You say, what type of man is that? No, he's the Lord of the Lordship. You don't forget. Krishna is the Lord of the world and his presence is everywhere. And then he said, last draw, last protection. You are trying to hide yourself because you are ego. Ramakrishna was a young boy. He used to go. There are in Indian system, there are two types of ghat, many bathing place, steps. One for the men's side, another for the women's side. The women's side, they are among the women only, and men's side is men. And this Godai, he used to naughty, he used to go there. And he will be swimming and disturbing the ladies, and then will come, and then he will see. Somebody says, you should not go and see these ladies when they are bathing. He said, "Oh, okay, acha." But he went again and again and again. He said, Ari, you don't know that that mother was, a complaint came to the mother. Mother said, why do you go, my child, there? You know. He said, what is that? I saw 3 ladies the other day. I saw 5 ladies today. And I saw the other day so many. Nothing happened to me. So what is the problem? Why should I not go and see? They said, no. They are like mothers. They like their modesty. They feel bad. And I am in them. So don't do that. I will feel ashamed. So he understood and gave up. But the question is that the play is the same play. The idea is that the last trace of our body is that much. Sannyas time that happens. That is called sannyas also. Yeah, sannyas, when anyone takes sannyas, vows of ultimate renunciation, in our tradition also, in every tradition. On the Ramakrishna's birth day, after whole day celebration, whole night, there goes Kali Puja. And at the end of the Kali Puja, midnight, 3 o'clock or 3:30, all the would-be monks will come. And they will be, that time, they will have to be given up that last lodge in front of Ramakrishna, in front of hundreds of sadhus, and surrender. So I have nothing to hide anymore. I am given my everything. Sannyasa means also sin. It is actually, this is in devotional term. In Vedantic term, sannyas means totally give up your everything. No you at all. Even your body, it's not yours. Surrender that to God. So this idea of enjoyership, agentship, go away, rest in God in peace. So every form of bhakti ultimately ends in this result. But Bhagavata, the Bhagavata and the Bhakti scriptures in general hold forth the examples of gopis. This gopis example, the most conspicuous instant where there's self-dedication or self-surrender. In this selection, not many verses are devoted to the gopikas, except what lie scattered here and there. But in the general introduction, the reader will get an elaborate discussion of it. Unlike devotees in general, they did not, it is true, pass through the earlier phases of devotional disciplines. In a gopis case, we don't find that they are doing meditation, practice, japa, no. But they are not ordinary people, they have their previous life. They have finished all those things. Therefore, being fortunate enough to be the contemporaries of Sri Krishna, the Lord incarnate, their purification was affected by direct contact with Him. By going before Krishna, by thinking of Him, they become purified. Their mind got fixed on Him in passionate personal love as their beloved, and they had the bliss of communion with Him. But then they were separated from Him when He left the Gokula for Mathura, from where He sent them the message. He means Sri Krishna. He said, but they were together. So long Krishna was playing in the Vrindavan. All these gopis were so happy, no? But when the Akrura came to take to Mathura, the king, that uncle, sweet uncle, want to kill him. So he sent a message to come back to Mathura. Then the gopis, their heart was breaking into pieces as it were. And when that happened, from Mathura, Krishna sent this message to them. Separation only strengthens love. It's a bhakti school. Separation is not separation. When you are close, you may forget. You are close to a person, you may forget. But when you are distant, then you think of your beloved more deeply. You cannot forget that. That is the practice of the devotion. Devotional practice does that. So separation only strengthens. It is Sri Krishna sent this message. Separation only strengthens love. Soon will you attain to the joy of Brahman, which will make you experience separation and union is equally blissful. Union is joyful. Separation is pain. No. But separation means your mind constantly thinks of the beloved. Is it not union with God then? See the logic. Union is joyful. Separation is painful. But when you are in separation, if you really have that genuine love, you will be thinking of your beloved all the time.
Yes.
If you think of your beloved all the time, your mind is saturated with your beloved only. Is it not your union?
Mm-hmm.
That is the ultimate. So separation is no separation. In spiritual life, separation is a greater union. When they met him again in Samanta Panchaka, some years after, they are found to have developed the depth of love to the tormenting yet delightful pangs of separation. They become white Brahman. These gopis all become tuned to become Brahman. That's the point. Love should tune you to the oneness. And what type of oneness? Krishna, the embodiment of love, was present, and that was joyful. A little separation from him at any point of time, what is the pain of separation? But when you are in pain of separation outside, because you are not seeing the physical, but you are tuned to your beloved constantly. You cannot forget 1 second, 1 split second that you are tuning. And as you are tuning to God all the time, then what will happen? What is samadhi? What is meditation? Meditation, you try to bring your mind to God and God and God alone. Understand this point, very important point. We do meditation to take our distracted mind to God. You are making an effort. But in love, what is happening? When you are separating, your mind is getting continuously connected with the divine. Every beat of time, every split of time. So what is happening? Your mind is getting saturated with your beloved. And then if you become saturated with your beloved, then there is the union and connection. And that connection is the leads to samadhi. That's why they used to get absorbed. When the gopis used to think of Krishna in their outside activity, their hand like machine working, but their mind is always tuned to the consciousness of Krishna. So that's why that can lead you to Brahmagyan. If you really analyze this philosophy, then you understand the depth of bhakti. Bhakti is not the ritualistic or outside external. External should lead you to the internal, most internal, only to think that he is my beloved and I didn't see. As we say in a different language, Ramakrishna is saying, "Oh Ma Kali, oh Mother, I have not seen you yet. You are here. Please show me." What he's saying outside, meaning his mind is tuned to mother and mother and mother. You call it mother, you call it Krishna, you call it Rama, you call it, he's the lordship of Lord of the world. And he has the all presence and all omnipotence in everywhere. God is everywhere and love is everywhere. So
That's
how
very
we can
profound. Every time you see a flower, you see an expression of God's love,
Yeah.
blossoming beauty of the flowers.
Yeah, if you can see that, that practice should be so much that you should not forget any moment. And that's intense in the romantic love. These things happen. And if it is romantic love is made with God, that is the love where mind is totally saturated in God and God. Nothing can enter. Those who are really in love, deep love, a young teenage boy and girl, when they get into love, they don't think day and night, they're mad with their own love. It's a realistic picture, you look at the world. So if that love we can generate here for God, and that you call your beloved, and then even you are not seeing it, that will create a pangs of separation. But that pangs of separation, in another sense, your mind is tuned to the thought of the divine day and night, and you are in samadhi. If you can stay day and night in, even not, the meditation says half an hour. If you are intensely absorbed in half an hour with your thought of your God uninterruptedly, then you are in samadhi. So that happens for a bhakta. Not a logical analysis, no? That's why these Ramakrishna Mission books are good. The sadhus understand the thing much deeply than the bhaktas. So-called bhakti school will not give you this explanation. How by this separation, by loving Krishna, weeping and crying, you will be tuned to samadhi. This is the samadhi you will get. You are not to do japa or meditation, other thing. You love. Love is so intense, you cannot keep yourself one moment without his thought. When they met, that's why in Samantapanchak some years later, they were found to have developed. They were found to, these gopis who are in deep love with Krishna, because they are thinking day and night the separation of Krishna. They developed that depth of love through that tormenting yet delightful, tormenting yet delightful pangs of separation. There's a Bengali word, antare milan. বাইরে এটা হচ্ছে separation, বিচ্ছেদ. There's a Vaishnava language, I forgot that. Vichhed means separation, apparently outside, but antar, in the innermost realm, they're tuned and perfectly connected together. On that equation, Krishna gives them full enlightenment that would enable them to realize his presence in everything and everywhere. What a great, no? They are so pure, tuned to God consciousness, thinking of Krishna, 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 that Krishna gave the final enlightenment so that they can every moment feel in everything with eyes open. It is going more on inward action. But Krishna conferred the blessings, like Ramakrishna, touching someone, gave that realization to feel that he's seeing God everywhere. Vaikuntha Sannal, the great story, he saw Krishna, Ramakrishna everywhere. In the office book, he opened the office book, ledger book, page is nothing but Krishna, Ramakrishna. taking the glass of water, there is no water, it is Ramakrishna. So it's outside and inside, you become saturated with that vision. He conveys to them, he means Krishna, the following as his last message. What is the last message? Last message, devotion to me is the only means for attaining the bliss undecaying. It is fortunate that you, these gopis, you have developed attachment to me, the capital, which is the means for attaining me. This attachment to me is the means. You did not do any other sadhana. Only love me and you will be totally saturated with love. So, just as all the objects of the world have their beginning and their end in the five elements and are also covered and infilled by the elements, in the same way, understand me to be the basis and substance pervading all the worlds, living and non-living. The living beings only experience objects, but these objects do not rest in them. So, given the example, beautiful Vedanta, this Bhagavat is such a book that you cannot fathom its depth. So, it says that it is as the example is given this, just that all the objects of the world have their beginning. It has started in one point. The house was not here. House is here. It's a beginning. And also, it has its end. But beginning is what? Five elements. Air, water, fire, space and Agni. So these five, this is the combination and permutation, this brick wall. So it started from the five element, stands on the five element, ends into the five elements. Similarly, just an end in the five elements and are all covered and infilled by these elements. What you see, it is nothing but the five elements. So you see my body is not my body, it is five elements. So similarly, this body, this chair, this table, this floor, this roof, everything is only five elements. So similarly, in the same way, understand me, then you say the Krishna, the Ramakrishna. Me to be the basis. You see, I am in the fire, in the wood, I am in the floor, I am in the chair, I am the, you see, whatever you see, it ultimately, not the five, me only. Me capital. You call Ma, you call Rama, you call Krishna. Matters little. Satchidananda, that. To be the basis and the substance pervading all the worlds, not here. Whatever you see, sun, moon, stars, galaxies, substance pervading all the worlds, living and non-living, whether moving or not moving. The living beings only experience objects, but those objects do not rest in them, but in the elements constituting them. So I am the living beings, like suppose I am a living being, you are a living being. Only we are experiencing what? You are not experiencing the objects. I am experiencing this table, the chair, the floor, the roof, the road. So you are experiencing some objects. Do not rest in them. It is not resting in me. It is separate. I am here, objects are there. But in the element constituting them. But they rest in experience, whatever you are experiencing, it is the five elements. In that way, it is here, it is there, it is everywhere. That means unity is coming. It is, however, in the in and through me, supreme and imperishable being. Now my me is not a beginning, there is no end of me. I am here, I am there, I am there, I am there, I am there. Where you can think, where you cannot think, I am everywhere. So it is, however, in and through me, whatever you are seeing this. No, it is all Krishna. It is all Ramakrishna. It is all Satchidananda. So both these, the experiencing jivas and the experienced objects, which is constituted of the elements, have their entity and subsistence. So everything, what I see, what is here, it is all nothing but one. And that is Vedanta. What is Vedanta? Yeah, I am that, thou art that. See, language change. People are so superficial. They don't want to dive into the depth. That's why don't get into the point. This book is only $3, $4 book. See? But see, it has so much knowledge. $1 billion knowledge is there. That is India. They keep the entire knowledge of the universe in a tattered cloth. So this spirituality is to be imbibed, inculcated. As the element, whole world is made of one element. But those who think of me, I pervade everywhere. So I am the experiencer. I am experiencer here. I am experienced. This is the object which I am experiencing. So experiencer and experienced is nothing but Krishna, but me, the Satchidananda. That is the end of the verse. This verse is quoted from where? You see the quotation start after fourth line on page 248. On page 248, fourth line, quotation starts, quotation ends here. That means it is showing the oneness of experiencer, experienced in Vedantic term, and saying that this pangs of separation is continuous connection and connection with the real nature. And what is this universe we see? Not the 5 element. This body is 5 element, this is 5 element. No, it is made of Krishna. This is made of Krishna. So, and that perfect tune and unity comes there. With this enlightenment given by the blessings of Krishna, Krishna only uttered these words. That's the power of God. And the Gopikas found themselves to waver in his blessed presence. As Ramakrishna blessed that day, what more shall I say? Let you be, all of you, be awakened into your divine consciousness. Ar ki bolbo, tomra sob chaitanya hao. That was the last blessing. One blessing transformed the life. The words can transform because it is God. So Krishna, when they met all the gopis, they are all purified day and night, thinking the pangs of separation of Krishna. They do not know what they are doing. Unconsciously, their mind is getting purer and purer and tuned to Krishna consciousness and becomes so saturated in Krishna consciousness, though they are not seeing Krishna, but their mind does not know anything but Krishna. Last remnant was there when Krishna met them and told these blessings, this we read just now. And as a result, what happened? This is the result. With this enlightenment given by the blessing of Krishna, when Krishna uttered these words to the gopis, the gopis found themselves to be ever in his blessed presence. There is no separation anymore. They got absorbed into the samadhi state, the state of constant presence with eyes open, with eyes closed. Subject, object, everything disappeared. Subject is Krishna, object is Krishna. Previously, I am the subject. I love Krishna, my beloved. And that when he went out, the physical Krishna went away. The mind was totally absorbed in such depth. In his mind, in their mind, there is nothing but Krishna. And Krishna being the Lord of the universe, if they thought Krishna as a Gopika Nandan, as a cowherd boy, that will not give this realization. Whom you love, you have to see divine there, the God himself there. Then with that saturation, mind will be tuned to God consciousness. And by God's grace, one day, as Krishna appeared before, gave this blessing. 1, 2 words will come from someone, and you will see the total transformation. And then you will see that you are one with all the time. With eyes open, you are connected. With eyes closed, you are connected. Ramakrishna, most of the time, eyes open and eyes closed. It's all Krishna. There is nothing but God. Found themselves to be ever in His blessed presence. Found that they are always in the presence. They never felt the separation anymore. After that experience, and irrespective of proximity in the physical sense, so whether they are in the irrespective means whether the Krishna is close or Krishna is far away. They don't find that separation because physical separation. Mind has been saturated in a way, there is no separation in the mind. Whether he is there, whether he is not there. That's the beginning time it was called the separation problem was there. And that separation actually elevated them to God consciousness, saturated their mind with divine thoughts. And then ultimately when at the matured point, Krishna came and gave them this advice with that some words uttered from the lips of Krishna, enlightened them in such a level, then they don't feel any separation with eyes open or eyes closed. Thus, this is called the Atma-nivedanam. Thus Atma-nivedanam or self-dedication as an expression of personal love and intimacy with the divine brought also enlightenment to the Gopikas, which is called paramour's love. This love, normally society will say, they are married girls, they have their husbands, and they're making love with Krishna. What type of man is that? But if they have thought Krishna as a man or a boy born, a cowherd boy, they would not have reached this. In their heart of hearts, they know that Krishna is the Lord of the universe. He is the ultimate support of the universe. And with that tuning, the mind becomes so saturated and lustring. They were seeing internally, but not externally. Now with these blessings, the internal was already there. But even external, whether he's close or far away, matters little. It resolved the problem. Antarvahi jadi hari tapasa tata kim. There is a verse. The antarvahi jadi hari. If you can see Hari, the Lord, here, antar, and bahi, outside. Tapasa tata kim. What is the need of your going japa and meditation? What is the need? Prayer, japa, meditation, going to Ganga, taking a deep, doing japa, pranayama, this or that. What is the need? Antarvadi bahir jodi hari tapasa tatakim. Nantarvahi jodi hari tapasa tatakim. And if you are a fool, whole life you are doing meditation and prayer, neither you see God here, neither you see God outside. What is the meaning of what are you doing? Why are you spending your time uselessly? Go and enjoy the world. Antarvahi jadi hari tapasa tatakim. Nantarvahi jadi hari tapasa tatakim. That means you have to see God here with eyes open, with eyes closed. No separation. Even separation will bring you to closeness. Separation is the intimate connection with your beloved. So that is this Atma-nivedanam. Now, there are 2 verses. I will end it here because next chapter is the what? Last one will be. So, these 2 verses, Krishna is talking about Atma-nivedanam as the crown of spiritual life. See, beautiful. All your spiritual practice is nothing but Atma-nivedanam. If you can surrender yourself totally, unconditionally, without any expectation, without anything. I don't want anything, oh Lord, I want you only. Then what happens? When a man has abandoned all self-centered efforts, even your meditation, I will meditate, I will pray, that effort also lose. Those who do Japa, they think I do by japa. I do 1,000, I do japa. No, I do 5,000 japa. I do 10,000 japa. Okay, I'll do 20,000 japa. Then japa, japa, japa. You see, japa does not buy God. So there is nothing happening. Then you say, what shall I do now? Please help me. It is beyond my capacity. I cannot do anything. Atma-nivedanam. And then he takes. It is that God, you move one step towards him, God comes 10 steps towards us. So when a man has abandoned all self-centered efforts and has dedicated himself entirely to me, capital Krishna, then he becomes the special object of my grace. I am graceful to everyone, but my special grace, special blessings fall. As so many people in Calcutta were there, that Ramakrishna touched Vaikuntha. A special blessing. Ramakrishna had hundreds of devotees during that time, those who know. Only few got the touch on that day. That's a special grace. Why special grace? They have earned something. They come close by some way or other. They got this special grace. Freed from the round of births and deaths, he became one with my being. If that type of love comes, and my special grace is bestowed on them, then they become one with me in life or in death. Then there is no separation. Advaita. No, Advaita, Advaita, Advaita. No Advaita. Duality leading to Advaita. What? Your Hare Krishna will accept this fact? When they read this verse, what they will explain? They will say, yes, in presence of God, that is the joy. They will not explain it properly. This verse, the same verse will be read by dualistic people. They will pull it down. But here is total abnegation of yourself. You are totally gone. What will remain? In your waking state or dreaming or sleeping, is only Krishna will remain or God will remain. You are gone. You will be, Ramakrishna is functioning. No man Ramakrishna, God Ramakrishna functioning. Vivekananda working in this country. Vivekananda, the man is gone. The divine working through Vivekananda. And as much is the manifestation of the divinity, their impact goes for thousands of years. Total selflessness, total egolessness, that remains in the world for thousands of years. Saints are not that degree, little less degree, they have their impact. Few people in the world remember even hundreds of years afterwards, after they're passing away. No. So it's how much dedication, how much forgetfulness of our own self. That is the purpose of this bhakti. Marto jodi tyakto samasta karma nivedita atma bichi kirshitame tada amritattam pratipaddamano mayatma bhuyayo chakalpati. Wonderful. Marto in this mortal world, verse number 1. Yada, when tyakto samasta karma, all other karma drops off. Ramakrishna's all karma dropped off. He could not perform any karma anymore. Similarly, forget the whole world. Your duties, your responsibilities, everything gone. Nivedita Atma, your mind is saturated in the me. The Nivedita means surrendered to me. Vichikishitang me, and thinking of me absorbed. Tada amritattang pratipaddamano. You attain to the amritatta, immortality. Mayatma bhuyayo. Being one with me. You are gone totally. The salt doll entered into the ocean. Bas, you are gone. Then what remains? What will you call? What is the doll now? The doll is the ocean itself, is it not? A small drop coming from the sky. Coming, and when it touches this ocean, where is the drop?
Ocean.
Oh, drop is gone. Where is the drop gone?
In the ocean.
What is the name of the drop? Drop says, so long I was a drop. I am separated. I am crying, weeping. I may dry up any moment. Any little wind can splash me into 100 billion shattered pieces. One drop And when I merge into the ocean, what happens? Who is there separated? Who was dropping? Who was getting shattered out of fear and frustration? What has happened to him? What is he? He is one. It's ocean, only ocean. Vedanta, no? Bhakti Shastra is talking about Vedanta. Now, the superiority of the self-dedication to all disciplines also stated here. The second verse on page 249. The Vedas do indeed deal with the three worldly values. What are the three worldly values? Morality, wealth, and pleasure. Dharma, artha, kama. Iti je vi yo vi hitasni varga iksha tri nayadamo vivida chavarta. The Vedas, they have talked about the three worldly values. What? Morality, wealth, and pleasure. With philosophy and ethics, with sacrificial rites, with statecraft, and with various accomplishments useful to man. Vedas deal with all these things. They talk about morality, wealth, and pleasure. They talk about philosophy and ethics. They talk about the recital of the sacrificial rites, homo, yagna, etc., with statecraft and with various accomplishments useful to man. But I regard, I means Prahlada. Prahlada says, but I regard that the dedication of oneself to the Supreme Being, the friend and well-wisher of all, is their real teaching. What is the teaching of the whole Bhagavad? This is the teaching. That not your learning, not your ritualistic practice of offering oblation, but dedication of oneself to the Supreme. Manne tadetat akhilam nigamasya satyam. All the scriptures, essence of the scriptures, what is that? Swatmo arpanam sa suhit paramasya punsha. It is called Swatmo Arpanam. When you surrender yourself in the feet of the Lord totally, that Arpanam, that Brahma Arpanam, Brahma Havi. See, we chant every day. When you arpan everything to Him, then that is the Paramas, that is the highest goal, highest point to reach. Okay, so what time is up? Yeah. Okay, so we'll be waiting for the last strand, 13. It is little few verses. And then what we'll study next, think about.
I thought we decided, but I don't remember what we decided.
You would like Bhakti book?
Yes.
We can select Bhakti book. We can select Jnana book is going on in the evening, 7:30. That's the highest Jnana, Yogava Vasishta. And think about that. Time is there. Bhakti book or Jnana book.
Mother, you're going away?